So, how's everyone feeling tonight? It's a Thursday night. Today was my first day after vacation that I was home with my son all day. I get to do that 3 days a week while I am full-time coach the other 2 days of the week, and then as I get time while he's napping and stuff. So I'm excited to be here. It's been a fun day of curiosity and play and joy, and I hope to bring that energy to all of you this evening. So I want to start, as always, with a breathing exercise. Just do it at your own pace, and I will join you, and then that hopefully will get us grounded and dropped in to the present moment, and we'll start our vision board party together. All right, so I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth 3 times, and I invite you to join me. Feels good. All right, so we are all here together, whether you're watching this as a replay or joining this evening. I am thrilled to be with you in this moment. So to start, I have a series of questions for the different areas of your life that I'd like you to be thinking of and brainstorming what your goals are, what your vision is for each area of your life. And there's 9 of them we'll be focusing on this evening. So to start with yourself, self-care, self-love, pampering, whatever you want to call it, we're going to start with yourself. So what is your vision for taking time for yourself? What does that look like? What do you get to do for yourself? And whether this vision board is for this month or for this year or for the foreseeable future, what does self-care and self-love look like for you? Whether it's taking a moment in the evenings, if you have kids, maybe after they've gone to bed. If you are single and live in the nightlife, maybe it's staying in one night. But maybe taking a luxurious bubble bath, or sitting out in the yard or a community garden and just taking in the sound of the birds and the breeze through the trees. Whatever it is, to actually set a boundary in your schedule that you block out time, or just remember to take it for yourself as possible, but making sure that it's as possible and as often as needed for you. And every woman is different. However much time they need, I've seen women that can fully recharge in 5 minutes. I've seen women that need a full month of just a beach house and nothing else. So wherever you're at in that, recognize that and take that time for yourself. And your vision board can have an area that is devoted to those practices. So like I said, it could be getting your nails done, getting a bubble bath, being out in nature, going for a hike, taking a yoga class. Whatever that is for you, I invite you to have a journal this evening if you'd like, or be clipping magazines to really set in motion what that vision is, and to be able to reflect back on that when you look at this vision board. Wherever you post it, mine is here in my bedroom. That's why I am live tonight from my bedroom. This is my vision space. So whether it's looking at my vision board before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning, whether it's before I even open my eyes in the morning and I'm consciously going through that vision myself, this is that space. So wherever that space is for you, maybe it's a home office, maybe it's your bedroom, maybe it's the kitchen table, but I invite you to create from that space and decide what it is that you're going to do for self-care in the future. So I'll give you a moment to take a look at that. Let me put my phone on silent for all of you. All right. Self-care. So important, so juicy. It feels so good when we make time for it, but it's so easy to make that the last thing that we feel like we have time for. But if you're busy, that means you need more of it, so don't neglect it. It's so vital to keeping you at your best, and that's the whole purpose of these vision boards, is to create the best version of ourselves. All right, so the second area of our life that I want to take a look at tonight is our career, our reputation, our legacy, our impact on the community around us and at large. What is your vision for that impact? What is your vision for what you want to be known for? Whether you are a beginner or an expert, there is something that you have knowledge or experience or a different point of view than anyone else on this planet. And you are here in this time, in this space, wherever you are in the world, to bring that gift to life. And so hopefully you've found a way to monetize that gift to the world and to create value for others, that you receive value in the form of money and can make it a career. Because when we do what we love, it doesn't feel like work, it feels like purpose. And so to have a mission-driven career is the ultimate goal. So what does career look like for you? And if you're not in a position right now that it feels like that mission-driven, purpose-filled career, what steps are you going to take to get there? Because that is possible for everyone. And I feel like even if it isn't the actual job, but the rewards from the job are part of your mission. So whether it's, just an easy day-to-day job that doesn't have a lot of stress, homework type vibe to it, that allows you to spend more time with your family, to spend more time vacationing, to spend more time on your hobbies, that it counts as a mission-driven career. So it could either be that, making time for the other areas of your life through the monetary and time commitment that you make to your career, or you could be passionate about your career, which has always been my ultimate goal, and I invite you to think of how that's possible for you, because I do think it's possible for everyone. Even if it's part-time, even if it's a side hustle, side gig, think about what you want that to look like on your vision board, in your vision for the future, and cut out images that support that inspire that feeling. Every area of your vision board, I invite you not just to cut out literal images of your vision, but anything that conjures that same feeling. So in your career, if you're looking for passion, purpose, community, connection, whatever those feelings are that you're looking for, achievement, those are the images that you want to clip. So it may not be an image of the career, but an image of the feeling you want from that career. So I invite you, as number 2 of our practice this evening out of the 9 we'll go through, to focus on your career. And I'm doing this as a live, so if you want to watch the replay, you can pause, go back, and take a moment for each of these areas of your life and really spend some time diving into those. Since we did the last one as a meeting, no one else could go back to any of it later on. So I'm hoping that as the live tonight, that enables you to utilize this at a later date at your own pace. All right, so we've got self-care and career. So what we do for ourselves and what we put out into the world. Next is love relationships. So we'll get to family and all of that. This is that love, deep love that you feel for a partner. whether it's marriage, dating, wherever you are on that journey. I mean, you may be past all that, have dated, have married. It could be a best friend. I invite you that it could be yourself, but that deep love that just allows you to feel held and seen and understood and loved and cherished and adored. Everything that you want to give to a partner, that you want to receive from a partner, what does that feel like? What does love feel like in your vision for the future? All right, so again, it doesn't have to be an image of that person, although I invite you to bring photos into this. It doesn't have to be magazine. It can be your personal photos. It could be doodles and drawings. It could be a hot guy calendar, whatever you want to use. But whatever inspires that feeling that you want to feel. So it could be a fireplace with a cup of hot cocoa and cozy socks, 2 pairs of socks, you know. It could be a family on the beach and their silhouette with kids, if that's what you're looking for. So whatever the feeling is that you want to feel in a love relationship, I invite you to take time to journal about it, clip images of it, and put it in a place that you will see every day. Because as soon as you start to see it, you will believe it. And as soon as you believe it, it's already coming true for you. All right, next is what I like to call the wild woman. The wild woman is what part of you is going to expand beyond your comfort zone, to face some fear that you've been procrastinating, delaying, avoiding. What is that wild woman, instinctual, brave, bold part of you going to do in this vision of your future? And I invite you to think of any area of your life. It could be career, it could be love, it could be self, it could be any of the other things we talk about today. But in what way are you going to be bold? Are you going to finally write that book that's been inside you for so long? Are you going to paint that picture that's been inside you and in your dreams for so long? What is it that you are going to do that is just deep rooted in that essence of your being, that is maybe not logical, rational, it may not be at all connected to money, but it's just something you need to do to get out of you, that's dying to be expressed? What is that wild woman nature within you? I invite you to clip images that express her. Maybe it's a lioness. Maybe it's running downhill as fast as you can, or that dog that got free out of the gates. Whatever it is that just gives you that sense of freedom, that sense of zero censorship, no reservation, just all in, going for it. What does that look like on your vision board? All right. So, whew, I like that one. That's my favorite. All right, so after that, I'm going to move into, from that wild woman nature, to the heart of her is nature, Mother Earth, from which we've all been created and we are all still rooted in. Mother Earth, what are you going to do to connect with nature in your future? What are you going to do to support Mother Earth and the planet, to help in whatever way you can, small or large? Maybe it's picking up some trash. Maybe it's donating to a cause you've researched and you're excited about. Maybe it's going to some part of the planet that you've never been before, just to open your eyes to what else is out there so that you can be more of an engaged member of the worldwide community. But something that connects you to Mother Earth. Maybe it's a hike this weekend. Maybe it's a walk around your block and listening to the birds and the trees and seeing the grass grow. Maybe it's walking barefoot in your own grass or sunbathing underneath the warm sun to energize you. Something that connects you to the fact that even in a big old city on the 28th floor, that you are still a being of nature, and you are still always invited to find your place back home with nature. So what does that look like in your vision? How do you get rooted back in your centered space of home? Home within nature. Mother Earth, how does she embrace you back? And how do you give your love back to her? What does that look like for you? All right. 6th on our adventure this evening is family. Whew. I just spent an amazing weekend at the beach with my husband's family and loved every minute. Just watching my son play with his cousins, enjoy the beach, digging in the sand with his cousins, spending time with my mother-in-law and all my husband's siblings and their family. I have to say I've been blessed with amazing in-laws, and I think I treasure that more now after 2020 being so introverted for me, which honestly I didn't mind that much. I already am an introvert, but I missed that family gathering. So it's nice to have just come from a weekend of that and looking forward to several more of those in the mountains, on the beaches, coming up through the rest of this summer. So for you, what does family look like? And maybe it's an area that isn't as rosy and beautiful. Maybe it's an area that needs some tender loving, forgiveness, apologies, moving on, boundaries, whatever that looks like for you, for family. I invite you to take a moment. You can pause this if you need to, if you're looking at the replay, but take a moment and just visualize the feeling that you want to have when you think of family. And it could be completely opposite of what you currently have. If what you currently have isn't working for you, anything's possible. And I invite you to think of the energy that you want, because as soon as you identify what it is that you want, and sometimes it takes identifying what we don't want to be able to know the opposite of that is what we want. But I invite you to think about what it is that you want. And even if all of the people involved, it seems impossible, just change the way you look at it. Because as soon as your energy changes, it's amazing how the people around you respond to your different energy. And you can create a phone call from someone that you're desperately hoping to connect with. You can create an aura of space with someone that you desperately need space from. Just by changing your energy. You don't have to tell them what you think or what you feel. If you just identify it within yourself and act as if that's already the scenario that you've created, you can create it in your own world and it will spread. And so what is family in your vision of the ideal future? And if it's far-fetched, that's fine. I'm here to help you, and I invite you at any time in any of these areas that if something feels like this is what I want, but this is where I'm at, and these are so not ever going to connect, that's why I'm here. So I invite you on my website, CoachCatherineHarris.com. Go to the schedule page and book a call. It's completely free. And I invite you to let me know what challenges you have with connecting those dots and making that leap. And I am happy to make that possibility open for you. So if it's in family, let's talk about it. If it's in any of these other areas, let's talk about it. All right, so the next area is one of my absolute favorites, coming as a former art gallery owner and art consultant for large hospital projects and small home renovations. Creativity is one of my ultimate passions. And I feel so inspired by the artists that I used to work with and that I still follow. And so whether it's you as an artist yourself, or you tapping into the art around you, and it could be paintings, theater, music, whatever it is, film, but be inspired by the ones that you're drawn to. And then I invite you to create, because I believe creativity is a thermometer for all of our well-being in every area of our life. That if we are able to create, even if it's stick figures, even if it's just finger paint, it doesn't have to be good. It just needs to come out of us. And as soon as we allow it to come out of us, however it wants to come out, it could be splash paintings all over a canvas that we throw away afterwards. It could be a tedious, carefully painted watercolor of the most beautiful roses. Whatever your art is, it could be banging on some drums. But I want you to give yourself permission to create. And again, it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be well done. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but make time for it. Because I think as soon as you allow that expression to flow, however it flows, it will tell you where you are in your well-being. So if it flows as aggressive, if it flows as melancholy, if it brings you to tears, that is a form of release. You're letting go of whatever inspired that, and if it no longer serves you, it will move on. If it continues to serve you and is to your benefit, it will fuel the fire within you. And I hate to use the word fire because it may not be fire, but it will fuel what keeps you going. So whatever your creativity is, it could be writing, if you have a blog, or you're starting a book, maybe finishing a book, take a moment on a daily basis to do a little bit, or at least a chunk of your weekend to get back to it. And if it's been a long time, I mean, we've been in a pandemic where a lot of people thought, oh, I've got time at home, I'll get, to do the things that I haven't been doing. And a lot of people noticed that that didn't actually happen. So I want to give you permission to just make it happen. Take that time. If you don't do it now, it's just going to be another 20 years that, oh, I used to do that. I haven't done it in a while. And it gets bottled up inside you if you have no way to express yourself. So let it flow. Creativity. All right, number 8, your body. So this wonderful mechanism that enables us to live this life here on earth, to connect with each other, to connect with ourselves, to connect with our family, to connect with love, to go out and do that career that makes our impact on the world. Our body is what makes that capable. So I believe we are a divine spiritual being in a human body. And it is that humanity that trips us up once in a while. I mean, we're not used to how all this works as far as being human. So sometimes we're not always graceful at it. But it's the best gift we've ever been given, is to be able to be here now doing this thing called life. So I invite you to think of your body as something that deserves your devotion and your attention and your responsiveness to whatever it may be saying to you. So one of my recent posts, it was probably a month ago, was just asking what part of your body could use more love. And I invite you to always send me a private message if you'd like. If you have an ache or a pain or something going on with your body, I always believe that is a direct reflection of what's going on in our outer world, and it's us trying to cope with that outer world that creates inner problems sometimes. And it could be just a finger bent out of shape. It could be an intestinal issue. It could be an aching knee. Whatever it is for you, let me know exactly what side of your body it is, left or right, and what it feels like, what part of your body and what the feeling is. And I'm happy to give you my belief on what that may be reflecting from your outer world, to give you an opportunity to heal your body by also healing your life. So I also want your vision board to include the gifts that you're going to give your body. So is it, for me, my husband actually just made me some lemon water for this gathering this evening, but I start every morning with lemon water, largely thanks to my husband because he gets up before me in the morning. But just to rebalance my body, the pH balance, the vitamin C, the hydration, all of that just from one glass of lemon water. And I drink it warm like a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee or hot tea. But before I have any of those, I start with lemon water. So on my vision board, I often have lemon water. I also do drink green tea after that. A lot of good, what are those called? Not antibodies, but you know, the good things for you that green tea has, and that little kick of caffeine. I can't have too much. I'm not a coffee girl, but definitely invite you to put all the things that you want to gift. And maybe it's, you know, dark chocolate, maybe it's savory meals, maybe it's desserts, maybe it's exercise. Whatever gifts that you want to give yourself in this vision of your ideal best self future. I invite you to definitely include your body as a huge, huge, huge part of that. So what is your vision for how best you can enable your body to live your best life? What does that look like for you? All right, last but definitely not least, travel. So this includes inspiration in all forms. So maybe it's from reading a book. What books do you want to read? What knowledge do you want to acquire? Maybe it's from meeting people. What mentors do you want to attract? But I find it a lot through all of those. Often it's retreats with a mentor, but always in an amazing, beautiful space. Sometimes it's with family, like the weekend I just had in an amazing beach house in California. So what does your travel itinerary look like in the vision of your ideal best self future? And where are you going? Who are you going with? What are you going to do when you get there? What are you going to eat? What are you going to wear? What does it look like outside of wherever you're staying, whether you're hanging off a mountain with your sleeping bag or in a luxurious resort? What does your travel, how are you connecting with the worldwide community? And what is that inspiration that it's going to give back to you? What is that feeling that it's going to light within you by seeing the world beyond your usual scenery? I have friends that are nomads. They do not have a current place that they consider home. They bounce around the world and learn lessons and meet amazing people along the way. Travel is an amazing way to do that. I feel like travel, dating, and entrepreneurship are the three ways I most directly discovered myself and achieved self-awareness on a level that changed my life. From where I was in my 20s to where I am in my 30s was hugely a result of dating, travel, and entrepreneurship. And so travel is definitely on every vision board that I do. So what does travel look like for you? So those are the 9 areas. If you have any questions, feel free to respond in the group, send me a private message, book a call with me, and get some further insight directly for your custom ideas and what you're thinking about. Yeah, I look forward, hopefully all of you that are doing it tonight or are going to listen to this in the future, feel free to share your vision board afterwards. I'll share one of mine I just brought home from, I don't know if all of you know, but I quit my job the end of May. So I cleaned out my desk, and this was my vision board on my desk there. So it has a lot of relaxation and luxury that I was intending to achieve from that career, a lot of which, as all my vision boards do, came true. It's always fun to look back because it comes true in different ways than I was envisioning when I put it on there, but the feeling I had for putting it on there is exactly what came to fruition. Some of these are still to be continued, but it's always fun to see how quickly results come as soon as you identify what it is that you want. So I hope that gives you a good introduction to creating a vision board. And the last thing I want to do tonight as we are gathered here today is a quick visioning. If you've been on any of my other vision board parties, one of my favorite things to do is to do a meditative visualization for you to really see the future that you're creating. And I believe that once we see it, it's easier to believe, and once we believe, it's already created for us. It's just a matter of us pulling it down from the ethers at that point. And so it is. All right, so tonight, I don't script these. They're completely impromptu, so you never know what's going to come out. I just try to feel the vibe of my audience and what would be most beneficial to you. So again, we'll start with 3 deep breaths to get centered and grounded together, and we'll go from there. All right. It is summer, June, towards the end of June of 2020. And it's just starting to heat up wherever you are in the world. It is summertime here in California. 2022. Hopefully that's what I said. 1 year from today. And you had created this vision board back in June of 2021, looking at your self-care and your career and your love life and your wild woman nature and your impact on the earth and your family and everything that you're incorporating into this future best self. You started a year ago, and here you are a year out from creating that vision board. And it gave you clarity and vision and confidence in what you were creating as you went through summer of 2021 and lived that amazing life of travel and love and connectivity, and got you into the fall of 2021, where you really could hone in on what was working well, what maybe needed course corrections to get you back on track, pulling you back into alignment with that vision that you had back in June of 2021 for your best version of yourself. And you lived a great life of summer and fun and play and creativity, and now it's fall and you're feeling warm and cozy and dedicated to the tasks involved with creating that vision for yourself. So in the fall of 2021, you really, knuckles to the grindstone, figured out what you needed to do to make that vision happen. Was it a monetary number? If it is, I want you to visualize that number right now. Fall of 2021 in your bank account. What is that number? Create whatever it is you want. If it's 10,000, 50,000, 9 million, what is that for you in your bank account? The best version of yourself. What does she have? Who is she in fall of 2021? And as she eases into the colder months, the winter, the coziness, who's by her side? Who's there to love on her and adore her and cherish her presence in winter of 2021? And as she eases out of that winter cold and hibernation with that love juiciness and gets into springtime, what is she creating? She's flirty, she's fun, the flowers are blossoming. What is she creating? Who is she? The best version of yourself. Spring of 2022. What is she doing? Who has she met? Who is she connecting with? Who is in her sphere of influence now? What is that impact she's making on this world? Where is her name written in bold letters for her achievements? So that when she looks back on this vision board in the summer of 2022, what has she accomplished? Who is she now? What bold and crazy things has she done that she never thought possible? She never gave herself permission to even think that that was going to be part of her life, even though she kind of sort of always knew she wished it would be. She was bold. She took action. She laid out a plan. She created a vision. She believed in herself. Every day she looked at this vision board so that she could see it, believe it, and receive it. And here she is, summer of 2022, fully receiving that feminine energy of just open-hearted yes. Yes to life. Yes to the goodness that's coming to you. Yes to the health you feel within you and the ability for you to make an impact on this world. You are doing it, sister. You are on fire. You are amazing, and the world is taking notice. Thank you. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for being an inspiration to the women around you, to be their full, authentic, vibrant, positively magnetic, best version of themselves. Because if you can do it, they can do it. And you're doing it, honey. You are so doing it. And you're going to keep going. You're going to keep flying, soaring so high that it's your new normal. Every time you reach a new level, it is your new normal. There's no going back. You learned those lessons. You've moved on. You are here today better than you were yesterday, and still growing into the best version of yourself every day you have on this earth. Because there is something inside you that only you can offer this world. And we need it. We need that energy from you. So thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for honoring me with your time to believe in you as I do. And I invite you always to schedule a call with me if you want a little boost of inspiration, a conversation about something that may be an obstacle standing in your way of becoming that best version of yourself. Let's move it aside. Let's move through it, over it, beyond it. I'm here for you. I love you. Thank you.